All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
I'm a relationship hack.
Run up and get touched up, suicide. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail. Run up and get touched up, suicide, that's it. And all of y'all know my style. I excel, then prevail.
What's up, y'all?
Shut it down. Boycott these
My name is
motherfuckers,
True.
we can shut it down.
And these are my true stories.
Shut it down. Boycott these motherfuckers, we can shut it
I
down.
got some real shit to tell
Shut
you.
it down. Shut it down. Boycott these
About 3
motherfuckers, we
black
can shut
people
it
out.
down.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Y'all might
Shut
know
it
them
down.
too.
Boycott these
The
motherfuckers, we
consumer.
can shut
When
it
you get
down.
When you get paid, the whole world is waiting for you to give it away to people from other races so you can put their kids through school. But your babies is getting exterminated on the streets every day. Today's mathematics is 1.1 trillion. That's how much money my niggas be spending. But we don't make nothing and we buy everything. So we obviously fucking off the bread, we be winning for real. And I don't care if you my blood or my cousin. If black lives don't matter, black money does, nigga. Fuck marching, fuck burning up the town. Stop giving them your money and we shut this shit down. Shut it down. Boycott these motherfuckers, we can shut it down.
Yeah! That boy Truth is cold!
What they say about you, you buying prisons with that money you be getting from niggas buying them shoes. Is that real? Is that how shit go? Cause on me, you was number 23, niggas say it ain't so. How you gonna let them devils turn you into a hoe? Maybe you was always a bitch and niggas didn't know. Maybe you decided to switch when you got all that dough. But the truth is about to tell them where the fuck you can go. Fuck that nigga.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ZoWilliams Morning Show is back in the building. It's Monday. You know what we do. I just had to let Truth run with it with that new record. Shut it down. Shut him down. Boycott. Boycott the financial system, man. What? Yeah. That was powerful, man. Listen, if y'all don't have Truth's record, you can get it, CD Baby. You can't get that one, though. That's part of the new album. It's fire. Appreciate everything the brother is doing. Listen, you know how we do. Before we get to today's topic, there's a couple of things I want to acknowledge, but you know we do community empowerment. A couple of things I want to acknowledge. I want to acknowledge the 142 students that were massacred in Kenya. And then I also want to acknowledge the bombings in France and the shooting in France. Gotta acknowledge, it's a lot of bullshit going on in the world. And today's topic, I kind of want to provide an alternative means to deal with the trauma and the stress of just living in a world that's seems like it's progressively getting more and more aggressive and angry and violent and volatile, and we got to be able to download. We got to be able to, even a plant can shit. So we got to be able to, you know, excrete some of the stuff we're taking in that I believe to be toxic, you know. So with that said, before I even get to the topic, Weed Juice. Listen, if y'all go to Weed Juice right now, free shipping and handling. Pull up my man's website, weedjuice.com. You all know what his code is. You know, the code is We Live, We Love, Weed Juice. And today, special free shipping and handling on 3-day cleanse for first 20 customers. Apply code free shipping. That's the code. Free shipping. For the first 20 people, free shipping. Y'all go support this brother. He brings juice to us every week. Keeps us rather hydrated, right? And I grabbed this one on purpose because everybody's trying to get this mango mania, but I will not be sharing. Yeah, I will. I always do that. Anyway, I got Dr. G in the building. He has 2 books that I think are very important. I read this one, and I'm working on this one. Just Listen is an incredible book. Dr. G actually wrote the foreword in my book. And with a little work, it turned out to be really nice. No, it was an incredible. It was an incredible forward. Dr. G graced me with that. You guys, I promise you, if you're in intimate relationships, if you're in business relationships, you really need this book. It'll enhance your communication skills, I promise. Right? Just listen. And then this new one. This one should replace the Bible as the most widely successful book in the world. Talking to crazy, because all of us are talking to ourselves right off the top. We talking to crazy. And then the crazy in us is talking to the crazy in the person we dealing with. Talking to crazy, goddammit. If you don't go get this book, you like crazy. I don't like crazy personally. Please continue to support Dr. Mark Goulston and his work. Kevin, tell these dudes how I did on Friday. Tell the truth, because I got it in.
No, you did good. We did some elbows on Friday.
Them elbows, boy.
And, you were only going to use those for self-defense.
Of course.
Isn't that correct? There you go.
Yes. It's not gonna be on the bus. Elbowing the bus driver. You're driving too slow.
Hey, I just want it on camera. In case we have to bring it back up.
Right.
Nah, you did a good job though, man. You killed it.
Well, how do they find you, man?
You go ahead and get that Booty Boxing, the 8-week home program. That's at udemy.com, udemy.com/bootyboxing, and the promo code ZoWhatShow.
Yo, is my girl Wanda Trotter on the line? Let's get Wanda on right now because we have an announcement to make. Wanda?
Yes.
What up, boo thang?
I'm sorry, I can hardly hear you.
I said, turn the music down. Turn it down so I can hear this beautiful woman speak. What's up, Wanda? How you doing, boo thang?
Good morning.
Tell these people what's so special about today and what you did from me.
For me.
Speak on it, Wanda.
I'm so excited. I want to announce finally the iOS version. The ZoWilliams app is in the app store. Download iTunes right now.
Okay, she just said the iOS version of the ZoWilliams app is now in the Apple iStore right now, in iTunes right now. You guys have been waiting. The Android version of my app has been out for about a month or so. But now, the Apple version is up. Ha! Yeah! We got the Apple version of the ZoWilliams app. Y'all got to get it right now. Don't play yourself. This is how you stay connected with me. Books. Oh, she got the music on here and everything. Fancy schmancy, aren't we? Yes, please continue to support her work. Where can they find you if a small business would like to get an app developed by you? Because she's the best. 2 weeks it took her to build this app out and flip it back around. How do they find you?
Mindblowingmobile.com. www.mindblowingmobile.com is where I am.
And you know, a lot of people might want to catch you on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. How do they connect with you there? Because these apps, this is the future. This is the new mobile website right here. And if you have a regular website, it's starting to become more useful than a regular website. People are going to the app before they go to your physical website.
That's right.
So this woman right here is cutting edge, in the front of the curve. Listen, I got music and all kind of stuff, man. She's really put the work in. Again, where do they find you on like Instagram or Twitter or something like that?
Absolutely. Now, I do have a mobile app as well. It's called Worldwide, and you can see it on my website. You can download it. That is to connect other business owners with each other. Instagram, I'm also Mindblowing Mobile on Instagram.
There you go. Hey, Wanda, I so appreciate you taking the time to reach out to us and participate on today's topic. Thank you, love. And
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Anytime, all day in America. Pimpstress.
Pimpstress.
Pimpstress, yes. Anytime, okay? Thank you so much. And now, I got one other thing to promote. Chris, put up that raffle. This is it, guys. Next Monday, we're going to do the live raffle. So this week is the final week to participate in the raffle. Dr. G's giving away a book. I'm giving away a book, coaching. Veronica's giving away Black Mastery. We got so many books and so many packages. Listen, if you want to participate in this raffle, all you have to do is go to paypal.com and send money to ZoWilliamsOrders@gmail.com to participate. It's only $10 per ticket. Thursday, I'm going to be sending out everyone's number, and then we're going to do the live raffle Monday on the next Zo What Morning Show. 1 week left from Monday to Monday. It's going to be on and cracking. And then finally, you see, I got copies I'm mailing out. You want your stuff mailed out? Order my book, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. We only have a few of these physical copies left, but as Wanda just said, it's now on iTunes. You can download this book on iTunes. You can download it at Kindle if you want the ebook version. But I suggest you get the final or the remaining copies, the physical copies, of The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. Who else we got on the phone? Who? I don't read lips. So, not through shades either. Okay? I don't even know. Whoever that is, they got to wait. I love you, brother. Now, we're about to take a quick break. But when we return, today's topic is a very interesting one. I keep telling y'all, we got to find a way to heal. Right? It's a lot of hurt going on in the world. And I believe I've assembled a crack team to investigate one method of healing. And it ain't the church. So you ain't got to tithe, but it might be expensive. I don't know. When we come back, we're going to get into this most powerful topic. Zo What Morning Show, T Radio V, that's Radio NTV. We'll be back in 2.2 seconds. Holla!
Why is a white guy like me co-hosting a black radio show? I think toxic relationships cause you to take poorer care of yourself. That if you can recognize danger, if you can pause, if you can take some breaths, refocus, and engage, you might be able to dodge a bullet that you're going to send or coming towards you. One of the things that men don't get is that often women need to vent first to clear their mind. So as I always do, I'm here to set up the topic. And the topic today is actually about how to heal. And there's different ways to heal. And I make a distinction between pain and suffering. Pain is just pain. Suffering is feeling utterly alone in pain. And I think what causes a lot of the pain that people have is they come from scarcity. They come from, instead of feeling abundant inside themselves, they feel like something's missing. And I'm a little different than maybe a lot of the people here because at my core, I am not an I am a we. So one of the things that gives me energy is I think of they're all now dead, my dead mentors. And when I conjure them up and I think of the gratitude I feel, it pushes out the attitude that I react from. And I think what we're seeing in the world is a death of gratitude and a birth of attitude. And I think the more you can just sort of think of people, and we're going to hear a lot about breathing and exercises. I think when you breathe in, you can focus on something, but I think if you focus on people who cared about you, living or dead, and see them smiling at you and telling you you can do anything and you're going to make it through, that's what I do when I take deep breaths. And so let's take on this show today.
Crazy topic. We brought in some people to talk about it. Instead of the Gong show, this is the Qigong show, right? A deeper look into Qi, Prana, and energy healing as a way to ultimate happiness. And as Doc pointed out, we are living in a time where, man, it's a lot of pain and hurt. And not only is the pain and hurt being felt, it's being televised. Come on in, Jeff. Jesus. Right? It's classic Jeff, right? but it's being televised throughout the media. Every day, somebody's shot, dead, killed in the street, or some place is blown up, or, you know, and when we look at the reasonings behind it, nobody really knows. I've always said this, and I'll say it again. You know, I think Shakespeare said it first. The world is a stage, right? And everybody has a role to play. I tell my son this all the time. This is a game, but it has real consequences, right? So the game is geopolitical. The game is class-based, ageism, racism, sexism, classism, and they're pulling all of these strings, right? And all of these strings are being pulled, and everybody's stress level just keeps rising, right? Just keeps rising, keeps rising. How do you get it off? Sometimes you get it off by watching Grey's Anatomy. Right? You don't know how important the weekend is for a lot of people when you're on the rat race, right? When you're on that hamster wheel, Friday? Yeah. Friday is like weekly Christmas, right? Friday, Saturday. Oh Jesus, it's weekly New Year's, because that's all you have. But this energy that you're taking in really needs to be discharged in some kind of way, right? Really needs to be expelled or transmuted or something. And I'm very interested, you know me, in all the weird stuff, right? And there's a lot of people out there that don't believe that this stuff is real. So I wanted to bring in some people to talk about what is known as Qigong, right? And we got the practitioners and people in here who participate in it that are going to tell us what the word Qigong means, going to tell us if we can use it, going to tell us if it conflicts with Jesus, because you know, can't shit conflict with Jesus.
That's right.
You understand? If it's evil, Qigong sound evil. If Pikachu,
Wait a minute. Gong. Gong and not Jesus? Wait a minute. Yeah.
you see, if Pikachu was evil,
I know, right?
right?
And all he ever said was Pikachu.
Pokemon was evil,
Oh, yeah.
right? So my whole point is, I want people to know what it is, if it's accessible, if it's available, and more importantly, by using it, can they transition from trauma to happiness? Or at the very least, contentment. Yeah, damn. Maybe I'm not happy, but I'm content. Fuck it. Can we get something? I want to know. So I have a couple of questions, then I'm going to throw it to the panel. How does Qigong, or Qi,
Oh, it's Chico.
right, help eradicate attachment, fear, and thus illness? That's the ugly little question, right? You think about it for a second. Just sit with it. How does or what does the word Qigong mean? What is universal energy? Is there such a thing as medical Qigong? I want to know what that is. How can I feel my own Qi? There's a lot of people, because you know, we bring in a psychic or energy healer. People be like, this is some circus shit. This ain't real. There's a lot of people who believe that this isn't real. And I want to make sure that we at least put people on the pathway to study it and see if they can come to terms with it. That's enough questions for now. Let me throw it to the panel. We got the homeboy Mario. Give him the mic for a second and introduce yourself, Mario. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mario Hostios. I am a practitioner of Qigong and a practitioner of Wing Chun Kung Fu that was taught to me by my teacher, Sifu Carl Godwin. So I've got a lot of interest and passion in this subject, and I put a lot of time into trying to reverse engineer it and come up with kind of a Western explanation for what's often sort of a nebulous and mystical Asian tradition. Right. And I think I found it. I'm going to share it with you guys today.
Right. Jeff Brown, you have a belt in something.
I have a, yes.
What is it, Jeff?
Well,
whoop ass? Comedic ass whooping.
I have a second-degree black belt in Shori Goju, which is a very formal Okinawan style.
Shori Goju?
Shori Goju root. Now,
like goji beans?
Like
for berries?
Sort of. Almost Almost like
Kidney
you
shots.
look like the Black Panther Party DJ. Right now.
exclusive
Black Panther
kidney
Party
shot.
DJ. Okay. Now, no. To compare what I do with what he does, the best way to explain it is to watch the movie Enter the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when Bruce Lee whoops Bob Wall's natural ass?
Yes.
He does Bruce Lee shit. I learned that Bob Wall shit.
So you got the stiff kung fu.
So I'm telling you that karate is inferior. Karate is inferior to kung fu.
He got the plywood kung fu.
You can get better at karate. You can get you take a kid and put him in Wing Chun. You take the same kid, same numbers on paper, same age, same height, same weight, same athletic ability. You put him in Shori Goju, what I studied.
Ohara. No.
Exactly. Ohara has disgraced us. You don't know what that movie was in the ghetto. You don't understand. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
If you take a kid.
Okay, I'm introducing people now.
Okay, hold on. If you take a kid, you put him in Shori Goju. You take another kid, you put him in Wing Chun. The Shori Goju kid will get better faster and will whoop the Wing Chun kid's ass till about a year. After that year, he ain't got shit for that Wing Chun dude. He ain't got nothing for it. Nothing.
Excellent. My brother, tell them who you are.
My name is Ben Cooke. I am a public relations executive. You're going to Google PR executive. It's one of the top 10 most stressful professions on the planet. Right. Like next to firefighter and like frontline army.
Underwater demolitions expert.
That's a rare industry, but yeah.
It's because you guys have to lie all the time.
Well, I don't.
Fuck it. Let me just write something. Let me write something glowing about this terrible motherfucker.
It's way more stressful than lying.
I don't.
Tell me.
He lied.
You gotta turn chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes.
But you study this too, right?
Yes, I'm a student of Mario's.
All right. Mario gonna teach me some shit one day.
Client at Doc Barham's over here. I actually know Mario because of Doc, a longtime friend and sometimes patient. Do I want to admit that I'm your patient? That's not.
Might as well say it now. It's out there now.
You just screwed your own PR.
I guess, but it's important. I think just if I'm kind of representing like maybe the every day person who has to deal with stress and using some of these things to stay grounded, stay focused, get stuff done, be kind, loving to everyone around you. Without going postal, this is a way that works. Absolutely, wow. Absolutely.
Really quickly, we have somebody on the line, CG. He's also an actor and a martial artist as well, but he is here to promote something really quickly. What is it, CG?
Hey, what's going on, Zo? Yeah, I'm doing the want to promote Typecasted. It's going to be a web series. It's going to show what we go through as black actors. We always hear people complaining, we're taking these roles, but there's a backstory to that, and that's what I'm showing, the backstory. But of course, to a comedic side of it, why we have to take the gangster roles, why we have to take the slave roles, as you want to call it. But we have lives on the outside that people don't understand. So, going in alignment with your shows, a lot of things that self-empowerment things that we can do as a community, like support each other, and this will make it easier for us. So I want everybody just to go ahead and check it out. It's going to be every Monday, starting today at 6:30 p.m. And all you got to do is go to YouTube, type in Typecasted Television. That's Typecasted, Typecasted Television. And make sure you subscribe. And just love it. It's about 10, 11 minutes every Monday.
There it is.
And each week is going to be something new. So it's going to answer all those hidden questions about what we go through in Hollywood as black actors. But it's a very funny series, so I'm sure everybody will enjoy it.
There it is. Hey, CG, I want you to stay on a little bit, man, to join in this conversation, because you have a wealth of knowledge on this topic, yes?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
All right, so just hang in there with us. We're going to get back to you, and we're going to start this conversation right now. What in the hell is Qigong? Doc Barham, and then Mario.
All right. Qigong is considered to be both an art and a science. So Qi means essentially life force or universal life force energy, and it's known in other cultures as Ki in Japanese, Prana in the East, in the yogic tradition. In France, it's called Ilan Vital. The Hawaiians know it as, I believe, Mauna Loa. So, the Germans call it Odic force. I mean, there's terms for
Odin.
Odic force.
Okay. Odic
German
force.
Yeah.
That's the first place I went. German porn. That's right. Where my
Odic force.
So, like the god Odin.
Heimdall, open the Bifrost.
Behold my Odic force.
So it's something that's pretty much recognized in most cultures throughout history. It's actually more recently that we have become a quote-unquote scientific civilization and started turning everything into material, physical stuff without any subtle energetic component.
Right.
So if you go to other cultures, you'll find, like, for example, I remember going to Bali, and the people there are not really scientifically advanced. They're pretty simple people. They had no problem feeling this energy whatsoever because they didn't have a lot of skepticism to get in the way. And it was something I learned a lot from that.
Society's white noise wasn't turned up.
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
So the other thing is that Gong means practice or the study of
skill,
discipline, that thing. So like the word kung fu, Gong, Kung, they're essentially the same. And it's considered to be, at least from my studies with Mario as a teacher and Master Joe, it's universal life. It's the mastery of universal life force energy, which is in everybody and it's everywhere. So.
Wow, that's a hell of a breakdown. Listen, when I come back, we're going to get to Mario, we're going to get to Kev, we're going to get to the other homie. We're going to get it cracking. Y'all hear the music? That means I got to take a break. I'll be back in 2.2 seconds. Holla.
The Chinese art of Qigong, or energy work, has been studied and practiced for over 4,000 years. Qigong is any training or study dealing with Qi which takes time and effort to achieve. The word Qi refers to the energy circulating in the human body as well as all energy in the universe. During the 1960s, a new area of research began involving the study of human bioelectricity. It soon became clear that bioelectricity is the same energy which the ancient Chinese called Qi, and that our body is a living electromagnetic field. This field is affected by our thoughts, feelings, activities, the quality of the air we breathe and the food we eat, our lifestyle, the natural energy that surrounds us, and also the unnatural energy which modern science inflicts upon us, such as radiation from power lines and cell phones. Since Qi is the source of life, if you understand how Qi functions and know how to regulate it correctly, you should be able to live a long and healthy life. Remember that you are part of nature and its cycles. If you go against natural cycles, you may become sick, so it is in our best interest to follow the way of nature. This is the meaning of Tao, which can be translated as the natural way. Medicine and Qigong. When Qi storage is abundant, you get sick less. If we take a careful look, we can realize that every white blood cell is just like a fighting soldier. If we do not have enough Qi to supply it, its fighting capability will be low. When the Qi is strong, the immune system is strong. Therefore, the skin breathing technique was developed, which teaches a practitioner to lead the Qi to the surface of the skin in order to strengthen the guardian Qi, Wei Qi, or the aura, which is an energetic component of the immune system near the skin surface.
So my analogy of Qigong is a way of eating Qi. Yeah, whole Qigong practice is about eating energy, eating energy. You know, I love it. So like when we eating food, we're born with this capacity, natural. You know, I'm observing our little kids. They just know grabbing the food, they will put it to the mouth, into the nose. They know where to go. It's amazing, you know. So this capacity is programmed in our DNA, so to speak, to eat the food a certain way. It goes through the digestive tract, you know, and observing the food, breaking down the ingredients to a subtle energy, and eventually the blood observe that energy, sending to the entire system, nourishing the entire system. So eating food is really a nourishment, nourishing life, the physical life as well as the spirit itself, including the heart. So when you're understanding qi, which is nothing but energy, understanding the entire being is energy, then when you're eating food, you're eating energy. So how to eat energy in the most, healthy way, let's say. But more importantly is the most fulfilling way, most nourishing way. Means healthy. Yeah.
So this is what's very interesting about what we just heard. You remember we had the 80-plus-year-old Dr. Sebi
Man.
in here?
Shout out to Dr. Sabi.
So the monk brother, I was struggling with the accent, but we got what he was saying. Eating energy. And what was so crazy is when I saw the video, I automatically thought Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi says you have to eat foods that are electric. Right? Now, this is a guy who's he cured AIDS and herpes and cancer. Literally. And went to court and won. Yeah. You can't claim some shit in America. And then,
especially when it's against the eat die machine.
Right, the eat die machine for sure. So these shows are like puzzle pieces. I try to piece them together so you can get a contextual view of what's happening. Like most people wouldn't connect Qigong with Dr. Sebi, but in actuality, they are connected, right? If Monsanto wants to take the energy out of the food, right? What is that for? That's for you to die slowly and on meds, right? Let's maintain your death slow,
On the way, in the words of, say, Corey Holcomb, on your way out, we need to get that paper.
We need that paper.
We need that paper.
So, again, I'm tying these things together so people can see that I think, and this is just my assumption, I think the way society is set up is designed to keep you as far away from God as possible. I think something like Qigong that's connecting with the God in you. Listen, the moment you connect with the God in you, how does government even make sense anymore? Do you understand what I'm saying? Mario, can you talk to us a little about medical Qigong? Qigong.
Absolutely. So within the context of what Doc started with, it's very important, I think, to define your terms precisely, especially since in the translations they're often used rather loosely. People talk about Qi Gong. The pronunciations of the spellings, Qi Kong, Qi, however they talk about them, in a very general sense. Qigong is a meditational exercise that aligns the body and mind in a way to allow the conduction of this energy through the body. This energy, Qi, has two sides to it, the yin and the yang. A working definition of these would be to refer to the yin as the gravitational field and to refer to the yang as sunlight. And it has an electrical component. So Qigong is actually very congruent with some of the physics that was seeded about 100 years ago with the electric universe theory, Nikola Tesla, Victor Schauberger, et cetera.
Look at that.
So that science actually validates Chinese medical theory. And I brought my little Chinese Ken doll here to kind of run you through this.
Chinese voodoo doll?
Okay, here we go. That's Ken doll. So what we got here is you've got pathways that go along the arms and the legs, and they relate to the organs. You've got 3 that go up the inside of the leg, and they connect to go 3 to go down the inside of the arm. And then on the back side, you've got 3 pathways that go back down the arm and down the outside of the legs. And these pathways relate to the organs. So when you are practicing Qigong, when you are in the body-mind alignment, this yin and yang energy, these gravitational and solar energies are allowed to conduct through your body, and they basically just clear out the blockages. These pathways can be thought of as rivers that connect to the actual organ.
Do they call those pathways meridians?
Absolutely. That's what they are.
Yeah.
They are
Got
meridians.
All right.
So the meridian, think of the meridian as a lake, and think of the meridian as a river, and think of the organ as a lake. And so the meridian's job is to balance and keep the fresh water in the lake, if that makes sense.
So a lot of people got some stagnant water in them.
Big time stagnant water. And medical Qigong are typically specific procedures or processes or movements that basically just change the focus and emphasis from one meridian to another in the system to affect a specific outcome.
That's like acupuncture. So
very much, yeah. When they put the needles in you. So Qigong, think of Qigong as a generalized set of exercises. It's really the standing meditation is the fundamental one. that allows you to essentially acupuncture yourself over time with
Wow.
greater and greater efficiency.
Wow. Ben, I want you to get in here. How long have you been doing Qigong? And what are, because this is my thing. This is how I get out. I'll do some stuff for a little while. I don't see no results, I'm out. So my question to you is, how long have you been doing it, and what results did you see, and how soon?
Well, let's see. I've been doing some type of standing practice probably for about 4 years, ever since Doc introduced me to Grandmaster Mike Felkoff and his 7 golden movements of Tai Chi, which not only just made me feel great, just kind of emotionally and energetically, gets rid of my aches and pains.
Say more about that.
Well, we're sitting here 2 hours sitting in the show, so that's not good for you.
Just give your age away, why don't you? Yeah.
I'm 38.
After 2 hours, after it's broken, no.
Go to the
My
ER.
damn pelvis is grinding a hole in this seat.
Hey, most people sit on their asses all day, right?
Now, yeah. Yeah.
Can I say that on here?
Yeah.
And more.
And more?
You can say most motherfuckers is lazy as
They
shit.
sit on the yeah, there you go. And these types of things just keep, at the very least, keep the physical components in check and in line to where they need to be. Some of the other stuff, I've seen some crazy stuff. I do it every day because I get an immediate benefit out of it, and a long term. Like I keep going through these levels of progression, like you're playing a video game or whatever, and it's like level up, level up, level up. And the longer you do it, the better you get at it.
Wow. Kevin has been studying martial arts for a long time. What branch of martial arts are you studying? Because what I'm starting to find out is Qigong is like denominations of Christianity. It's about 4,000 denominations.
I studied under Grandmaster Flash.
I studied under Grandmaster Flash.
Well, no, I studied Kung Fu, Wing Chun, Taekwondo, Muay Thai, and boxing is my main sport or main discipline. But I've been dealing with energy. I haven't dealt with Qigong as a science per se itself, but more so energy work. So I've been doing that more for like 20 years. And
You
also,
had some Reiki done, right?
I did.
Is Reiki different from Qigong or?
Qigong meaning energy work. It falls
Same shit.
right along with it.
Right.
So yeah, I tore my rotator cuff, and instead of having surgery, I went and did Reiki on it, and I did that twice a week for a few months. And when I went to check it out at the doctor, he told me I was going to lose some range of motion. That it was, I had to stop working out for a while.
And here's these pills.
And I go to this lady, and she was doing this Reiki on me, and I mean, you could feel the energy, the heat coming through her hand.
Really?
It was ridiculous. Like it was like almost sweat. I was sweating. Like you can really feel it. And literally after about 3 months, my shoulder was great, dude. I had full range of motion, and I never had to stop working out, even boxing. I was able to keep boxing the whole time.
Wow.
And dealing
I
with
bet you Pacquiao needed that shit.
There you go. But dealing with that energy work or that energy within the body, martial artists do this all the time. That's why you go kia when you hear Bruce Lee when he's yelling when he's punching and stuff like that. He's letting out his chi, because when you punch, you can hit with muscle force, or you can hit with your energy. And so a real true boxer is taught how to punch through an object, and
but
to do that, you hit with the energy within your body, not necessarily the muscle force.
Isn't that what the word Gong Fu means? Doesn't it mean energy
Learn-
fist?
or learn skill.
Or something like that?
Yeah, it means practice or discipline or mastery.
It's crazy.
I mean, I can tell you, like from Reiki, that was my first introduction into energies or subtle energies when I was living in San Francisco. I went to the Monroe Institute, and one of my friends got a session with a Reiki healer. And I was still at that time sort of skeptical, but wanting to know, wanting to experience proof. And I trusted him, so he said, "You have to try this." So I met a Reiki master in San Francisco. It turned out she lived right around the corner from me, and I went through the Japanese Yusui Reiki system. And in Reiki, and what it actually means is Ki is chi, and Rei is universal life force energy. So I went through the 3 degrees and became a Reiki master myself. And I know from receiving from her and also from doing treatments on other people that it's real.
Okay, so I got a major question for everyone, including CG on the phone. We're going to take a quick break, but here's the major question for everyone. I want everybody to answer this. Can this Qigong shit cure racism? Can it heal racism? See, because this shit pissed me off. This is a fucked up world we live in, right? And when I hear about Buddhist monks killing people in Miramar, marauding, and all of this kind of stuff, I just be like, okay, we got this energy healing and this powerful, we got this power and all of this shit. Why is racism still here? Right? Because I believe these kinds of things elevate you, right? And if it exists, why isn't it more widespread? We'll deal with it when we come back, Travis Bickle.
Scratching my goddamn head. Trying to tell me the shit I saw in Big Trouble in Little China is going to affect the way I look at the colors.
We'll be back in 2 seconds.
Whatever.
Big Trouble in Little China.
I'll follow you. I'll play your little game.
Best movie.
Yeah. So let me tell you why I play videos in the way that I do, right? I need my white brothers to know something. You're not white. I see the brownie. I see the melanin. Somebody visited the island. I saw that. But let me just say.
Somebody needs to be honest with you.
Somebody needs to be honest.
Okay. Hey, Grandma, I'm going to sit you down. Listen, baby. Now, your Uncle Earl, he ain't really your uncle. You just call him Uncle Earl for his saving grace. That night in February, woo-wee. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, because I think this is an important element to why we have blockages with regards to healing. People who have been hurt have this drive to be acknowledged, right? Jews are masters of it. Y'all gonna get acknowledged, goddammit.
Oh, yeah.
Shit went down wrong, y'all gonna remember.
Forever.
Forever, motherfuckers.
Ain't playing.
So I recognize that. And of course, with that comes a little entitlement. Let me just say this about black people. And I know white people ain't going to do it because it's about undoing racism. It's about undoing the institution of white supremacy. I played that video showing the African and ancient Egyptian origins of yoga for a purpose. Because, I was talking to Doc the other day, and Doc was like, hey, man, chi is for everyone. I said, yes, and all lives matter, right? We like to skip to the universal truth of something without acknowledging
the niggas at the bottom.
You understand what I'm saying? The infrastructure of what makes it difficult for us to understand each other. In America and in the Western world, ageism, racism, sexism, classism, all black people want is the truth to be told, right? Yeah, Egypt is black. Y'all started this. Y'all created that. Y'all did this. And then we'd be cool. But when we see a goddamn movie come out and it's Moses and he's white.
Christian Bale.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So even with stuff like Qigong, you start doing the research. Who saw that documentary? I think it was you who gave it to me. About the Temple of Man.
Yes.
In Luxor.
Yeah.
And how each pharaoh had a responsibility to keep adding on to it.
Yes.
But when you go inside the Temple of Luxor, it is the chakra system. It is the entire chakra system. Now, why is that important? Because historically speaking, we know ancient Egypt pointed to the south or the north, which was the interior of Africa as their origin. Right? So you go down to Nubia, you go even into the Congo. They say, well, we came from there. We came from the north. So I think historically, black people just feel left out and really forgotten. Like, this system that people are using, whether it's yoga, whether it's prana, whether it's chi, the Egyptians called it ka and ba.
Just really quick for the people who want to know what that is, that's called Magical Egypt. You can look it up online. It's
Magical Egypt.
Number 4, episode number 4, Magical Egypt.
Please watch that because
the Temple of Man.
Because what happens with black folk, and not just black folk, but again, if white people got a cold, black people got stage 4 cancer, and how we, express things, black people become what they're studying, right? So if a black man goes and studies Qigong, he looked like a Shaolin monk now. He got on the saffron robes. He's that.
Bruce Leroy.
He's Bruce Leroy. You feel me? He turns into Bruce Leroy.
Okay, I need you to shave the sides of my head, and then I'm gonna perm my ponytail.
But you understand what I'm saying? So if a black man goes to India and wants to study Hinduism, he becomes a Hindu.
I'm very much coming back without my accent from Chicago.
Exactly.
I am no longer referred to as Raymond. I am now Dudgy.
So, and the reason why I bring this up is because it's important for us to understand that the knowledge of self has been ripped out of us. So when we go participate in things that we don't even know we had a hand in creating, we become the remixed version of what was originally ours in the first place. And when I say ours, I'm just saying,
like Bodhidharma started the Shaolin Temple.
Like, people don't understand that. You don't get a Shaolin unless you get an Indian, a Hindu, who floats through there and goes, hey, let's set this up. You don't get that. So we need to understand it. You understand? That's why it's important. I wanted to make that point.
Yes.
So for brothers, this is why I did this show, so we can reconnect to a power source, right? Because I believe Qigong, this energy that is available, is in alignment with quantum physics. Energy can never be destroyed. It can only be transformed. So I'm saying, let's reconnect to this power within ourselves, teach it to our kids. I guarantee our relationships will change.
It's the force that they be trying to talk about in Star Wars.
How about it?
Right. That's literally what that is. It's the chi, the prana energy. It's
Lando Calrissian knew.
Yoda is breaking that off, especially in.
Where's Broda?
Broda. Mace Windu. No, in the Empire Strikes Back, that's when he really breaks that off. When
my butchers were on
the training of the Jedi is when he really breaks that off. And so, I mean, that information has been around forever, and it's actually taught now. But if you're a brother, though, you don't get that stuff. You don't get that stuff in the hood.
Why?
I mean,
I think you get it.
Me,
you get it. You just don't. You don't get it
pay
titled.
or you don't pay attention.
You don't
to
get
it.
it titled. You don't. Have you ever seen a bunch of brothers who don't know each other skate together? And the energy and the moves they do that they didn't rehearse, and they all do them together.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen that.
This is
the no-look pass.
Hey, this is why I love Bruce Lee. This is why I love Bruce. Bruce looked at Wing Chun and was like, okay, the hands are nice, but the footwork is garbage. Let me go look at Muhammad Ali.
Yep, and put that boxing footwork
Then he
in
got
there.
the boxing footwork to Wing Chun. That's ass whoopings all day.
All day.
I'm going to dance like Muhammad Ali.
I'm going to dance like Muhammad Ali and put this hand shit. I'm going to whoop a school's ass. I'm going to whoop your whole school's ass.
Just bring your whole school out here, bitch.
Everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a beauty in that we don't have anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine? At least the Jews can say, well, we took over this Hebrew shit. It's our shit now. Excuse me. And we're going to hold on to it. Fuck what you're talking about.
We'll take it from here.
Thank you. Do you understand what I'm saying? At least they can do that. When it comes to black folks, especially here in America, Africa too. Africans don't know shit about what is indigenous to them in terms of this healing. There's Africans who don't even practice Ile Ife no more. They're Catholics. They're Christians. You see what I'm saying? They don't even practice the Orisha, Shango, Obatala, Yemeyan, Ogun. They're not even connected. We got to get those people back connected if we're going to heal this community. Because when we see Ferguson, when we see all of the things that are happening in our community, I'm saying, where is the Qigong or Qigong that is ours that would take us out of this morass that we're in? Does that make sense?
It is. But they got you thinking outside of yourself. That's what the TV and the radio and Qigong, or that energy, even the spirit, the word spirit, the etymology of it is inner breath. So, it's an esoteric thing where they got you thinking exoterically outside of yourself, looking for the answer.
But don't they say qi means breath too?
Yeah, it's associated with wind,
that's
with
my
breath.
It's associated with the breath, and you bring up a good point about reconnecting. if people want to reconnect, you got to plug them in. And probably one of the simplest ways to do this, and I would encourage your listeners to put this to the test, is take some time at sunrise or sunset and find some bare dirt to stand on, barefoot.
Yeah.
Right.
This is simple. All you're going to do is just connect to the gravitational field in not insulated. So we walk around on concrete. We walk around in rubber shoes. It's devil worship. So we're losing our connection to the gravitational field. Set aside 10 minutes, 20 minutes, sunrise or sunset, or both, if you have any ambition, and get on the ground barefoot and just face the sunrise or the sunset. Breathe deeply and just feel. That's probably the best environment in which to begin the Qigong practice. And it's an important point to note too. Out of the different religious traditions, and there are numerous, but the Taoist tradition is sort of conspicuous for its not really quite qualifying as a definition of a religion. The Taoists, actually Victor Schauberger, the Austrian forester, I think he has the best translation of Taoism, which is just copy and comprehend nature, right? Comprehend and copy nature. And in so doing, that requires you to pay attention and not necessarily jump to conclusions. You're learning from your environment.
All right, follow natural law.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. And I think, if you want to uplift the community, start with the individual. Look in the mirror and invest in yourself and give yourself the nourishment you need from the sun and from gravity. You'll probably find your mind will follow in a positive direction.
Wow. Right.
I ain't mad at Mario. He gonna energy fist me up after this shit is over.
He gonna energy fist you up.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna hit me with some of that energy fish shit?
Is that the sunflower seeds?
Sunflower seeds.
Hey, listen, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna stay into this topic. I think it's a very important topic, and I think we're getting somewhere right now. I'll be back in 2.2 ZoWilliams Morning Show. T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
Wow. Zoe never ceases to impress me with the varied topics. Today's topic, Chi, the inner self. I think the thing that saddens me the most is that for black people, we have been taught, we have been beaten down socially, not even physically, socially, in the media, subconsciously, to believe that the inside is too ugly to look at and or deal with. So our disconnection is kind of on a loop. Don't connect with your inner self, because either your inner self doesn't exist, your inner self is too ugly, too damaged to use, or your inner self starts in the 1600s. So
what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? Your inner?
You gotta explain that.
Say more.
Your inner self starts in 1600.
Ah, okay.
You didn't exist until we came and captured you.
Wow.
You didn't know shit about math or science or economics or history or astronomy or astrology or ecology or the systems of government, running water, don't shit where you eat. You didn't know any of that until we came along and pulled you out of whatever bullshit you were in. Your lack of knowledge of that at its core is what makes you ugly on the inside. Look, you can't read, you making babies that you can't take care of. The ones that you don't make, you suck out into a sink, and you expect us to respect you. There is nothing respectable about you. And if you only go back 400 years. That's easy to believe. None of this shit we're discussing today is younger than 400 years. None of it. None of it. None of it. Seek, search, and find yourself before the encyclopedia. Roots is not the beginning. Find your beginning, black people. All shit starts with you. There ain't a goddamn thing that you can point at that don't start with you. Maybe your people didn't perfect it. Maybe your people didn't take it to the level that it is, but it started with you by default. The oldest human on the earth is black. It starts with you. Turn the white noise off. Find a way to turn, and I don't call it white noise because y'all white.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Except for Mario.
I didn't invent the term.
Uncle Jerome.
I didn't invent the term. Turn the white noise down.
There's actually all different colors, kinds of noise. Did you guys know that?
Yes, pink noise.
There's pink noise, brown noise, green noise, all different kinds. Yeah. Rainbow.
Finish, Jeff.
I was trying. I was trying to cross the street, but some cars started coming. Yeah.
Frogger.
So, yeah. I lost my thought, but I'm going to get it back, and I'm going to save it until Doc Barham is talking. And I'm going to jump right in that. Jeff Brown.
The rant.
Sorry
Listen,
about that, Jeff.
we've got a couple of callers on the line that we got to get on real quick. CG from San Diego. Holler at us, C.
What up?
Hey, you got to turn your life down. Your life is real loud. Turn it down. CG, you there?
I'm here.
All right, speak on it.
All right, well, I'm agreeing with everything everyone's saying, but I do want to touch on one thing. So I know Zoe knows, so I'm actually a student at the Shaolin Temple. I go three months out of the year in Henan, and I'm actually the first ever ordained black monk from anywhere. So when you're talking about Qigong, what we have, we actually meditate before we practice, and the reason for that is you want your outside self to try and match your inside force. So internally, you're strong, but on our outside is where we get damaged. That's where we get the bruises and the dents, and we allow that to make us weaker. So that's why you want to practice ignoring pain, because if you ignore pain, you keep going. Especially as black people, we get, like you said, when we get hurt and we want to be acknowledged, we become victims. So when it comes to Kung Fu, if you're always hurt, you're never going to get better. So if you can learn to internalize that pain where it doesn't affect you and you can keep moving forward, you become Grandmaster. So, and what a lot of people don't, I actually have a video. If you go to YouTube, type in CG Thomas, I do a couple of, I go to different schools, martial arts schools, and I talk to a lot of the youth. And what a lot of people don't know is when you go to the temples, especially in Henan and Shenzhou, if you go to these temples, there's a Chinese statue, like a 15-foot Chinese statue on one side, and there's an African statue on one side of an African warrior. Why? Is because they actually were allies. They fought together. So when you see the lions in front of like Chinese restaurants or whatever, but when you see these lions in front of these temples and things like that, those lions were actually gifts from the Africans in the beginning.
Okay.
So that's why when you see all, because you don't see many, barely rare, you don't see any lions in China. They're from Africa. These are gifts. So they did a lot of trades back and forth. So it's not like Jeff was on point. Like a lot of people think that our history starts because of slavery or at slavery. No, we go way back to the beginning of time.
No
So
doubt.
a lot of civilizations that you see now all borrowed from us. So when it comes to Qigong, Kung Fu, that internal energy comes within from everybody. But as us black people, we haven't learned how to tap into it.
Hey,
So that's
CG.
why I'm doing what I'm doing out here.
Hey, man, let me just say, man, I appreciate you for hanging on the line and also sharing that information. We will catch up again soon because I want you to come back on and promote your series, man, and I appreciate you for taking the time. Thanks, bro.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it. And everybody, Jeff, everybody, appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Absolutely.
All right.
Take care, man.
And we also have Andrew on the line, right? Andrew, you got 45 seconds. Make your point. Pimp.
Yeah, let's say, I'm easy to find. If you go to just Google CG Thomas, CG as in the color
CG.
green, CG Thomas, and everything, all my China videos, all my training videos in China, everything's on there. So you guys can definitely check it out. Send me a message, and we'll definitely connect. Zoe's my big brother, so he knows where to find me.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate you again. We lost Andrew? All right, cool. Great. So, CG is the homeboy. He's the one who told me about Wing Chun because I'm thinking about putting my daughter in Wing Chun.
Oh, excellent.
Right? Because I heard it was made by a woman. Right?
That's the story, yeah.
Made by a woman.
Yeah. Right.
That's what I heard.
That's the story.
Some little nun chick.
That's the story, yeah.
That's what I heard. Now, it could be gossip.
We all heard that.
Just
Probably gossip, but
just understand, she ain't gonna be able to whoop nobody's ass for about a year and a half.
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half. Then about that year and a half, 2 year point,
Mm-hmm.
she gonna be able to whoop the whole hood's ass. She can just call everybody outside. Bring your little guns and shit.
No.
Somebody start a video camera. I'm gonna fuck everybody up.
No. I don't want that.
It's a tough learning curve. That kung fu is a tough learning curve.
No, but CG connected me with a few people.
She gonna come home. What'd you learn? That's all I learned. That's it. That's all I learned.
What I want to know is, because, like we'll bring on psychics and mediums and people like this, and people are like, oh man, this shit is fucking nuts. That shit's crazy. But then at the same time, I'll hear that the energy can be sent from one person to, I'm talking about the chi, can be sent from one person to another. And I'm saying, well, if that shit is real, then somebody should be able to do some psychic shit.
Right.
Right? It's like some spiritual Wi-Fi going on. We have that ability, right? I mean, to me, that's what chi is, right? How does one send their energy to another person? And then how do you know? Because we just did a little exercise with I don't even want to call them what they are.
They're not Benoit balls.
They're balls. We just did an exercise with some balls. What? It just doesn't come across right. But we did that. I was... Shit, man. Just tell them what we did.
Zoe was fondling the balls in one hand.
He's fondling the balls.
So
he fondled his man
these
balls.
things are called Beoding balls. They're because they're from Beoding, China, and that has not Benoit balls, by the way. Anyway, the idea is essentially when you take these and you move them in your hands in one direction or another, you're actually transitioning the focus from one meridian to another. So, for instance, your heart channel's on your pinky. Your pericardium is on your middle finger. Your lung is on your thumb. On the back, you've got the small intestine, the triple warmer, which relates to your endocrine system, and then your large intestine, which comes along this side here.
All meridians.
All meridians. And these are, I think of them as just rivers that connect to the lakes in the body, right? So and then you've got more in the legs. You've got the spleen, the liver, the pancreas. So when you take these things and you move them around, you're just shifting that emphasis and subtly shifting the focus of the circulation. And with a little practice, you can feel this because it's not magic, it's not mystical, it's actually electrical. I think Tesla called it magnetodielectric to take into account.
Magneto came from?
I think Stan Lee stole from him. I think Stan Lee stole from him because he was dead. There was no copyright infringement. But in any case, you've got, again, the yin and the yang, the sunlight and the gravity, and so you're just transitioning these, and those are those two forces that you're seeking to just make sure you can have access to balance you. And, the Qigong practice, real simple. And it should be a good distinction between Qigong and martial arts, because Qigong can exist by itself as a separate health discipline and need not necessarily be a part of martial arts. In some martial arts, they have been fused together, and that's where that longer learning curve is. It's not easy to do both simultaneously. But the outcome of Qigong practice, of doing that, again, circulation, right, of the yin and yang energies within the body of a person to a point of optimization and equalization, is improved immunity, you don't get sick, improved vitality, means your dick works, and improved sanity means
That's
you're not
right.
crazy. And that's probably
Suddenly everybody's paying attention.
well, you know, you got to give them something to hang
My
their
dick
head
was
on.
working before I came in here. I don't have no dick.
If you want to keep it real or keep it 100 when you are 100, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, strengthening your prostate and all those things. Yeah.
Dr. G. Now I'm listening to everybody, meridians and the balls and all of this and that, right? And, you know, washing out the lakes in your body. I'm thinking Qigong can be used for anger management. As a medical doctor, because I think science is starting to shift towards some of, you know, the Far East's philosophy, right? And I think, didn't they say the Western medicine is more about, they're really good at surgery.
Yes, body putting
But
party parts
the
back
Eastern,
together. Yes.
yeah, but the Eastern medicine is more about healing.
Yes, internal.
Like over here, they cut you up real good,
Yep.
but over there, they heal you,
Right.
you know, energetically or with
Exactly.
herbs, and
Yes.
they find this balance or whatever. As a medical doctor, do you see any validity in the meridians and acupuncture and energy? How do you, you know, how do you reconcile this? Because I know how you are. When we start talking religion, Doc be like, this is some bullshit. But I want to know what you think about this. Have you ever come across any, I guess, empirical studies that said, hey, this is probably going to be the future where we're going to integrate some of this into Western medicine?
I'm not a great student of this, but part of what I'm picking up is the power of awareness. And there's something about being aware, which is close to being present, and there's something about when you're not aware, you're absent. You're like AWOL in your life. And so it seems like these are all ways to be to become more aware of where you are, who you are, your surroundings, and I think the world needs it, because if you look around, the world is busy reacting, and reacting is not being aware.
Wow.
That's so. That this is the crux of why we're doing this show. This is why I say the shit y'all talking about is leisure time. Most people are on the hamster wheel. I'm gonna go outside and take my socks off and stand in some dirt and reconnect some electromagnetic circuits to some shit. Listen, man.
Yeah.
Real
Gotta get this
Housewives-
goddamn report done, man.
How about, how about this? If your health is your first wealth, right? And if your energy is not there, it's not flowing, then you're not going to have your health. And when you don't have your health, you don't have anything else. It's that simple,
That sounds good.
right?
How many men you know be like, I ain't going to the doctor. I'll get there when I get there, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or that's cool. This life
And that's
the thing,
That's even if he got a good life. That's even. Am I lying? Just an average guy is like, what? The doctor? Hey, man, hand me that motherfucking Sprite and give me the motherfucking chicken hot link. I'm just saying, that's what it is. A Sprite and a chicken hot link.
Slap the hell out of you.
The game about to come on. You talking about the doctor? Get the fuck out of here.
Unless you're talking about Dr. J, I don't want to hear about it.
Fuck out of here, right? But then when you put, I hear, but then when you put the stresses of life on top of that, a lot of people are just trying to find a moment where they can feel good about just being here. And Doc, when you talked about presence and being attentive and aware, most people got so much bullshit going on in their life, they're trying to not be aware of any of that shit.
Yeah, because when you're because when you're reacting, the world owns you. You don't own yourself.
Ooh.
That's right.
Okay. On that note, we're gonna take a break and kind of just marinate. You don't even own yourself when you're reacting. Damn. Okay, pimp. Let me just say this. I'm just fascinated by stuff like this, right? Because ever since I was a kid, you know, I just felt like I was more. Have you ever had a sense that you were more?
Yeah.
But then it's like more is behind invisible doors. You know it's some more to you, but you don't have access to it.
I always felt more like these niggas is less. You people are actually less than the shit that's going on in here. At 7 years old, I was like, this is some fucked up, repugnant shit that's going on in here.
No, but I use the metaphor of the greatest American superhero.
Oh yeah.
And I use it for relationships, and I use it for life in general, right? And this is why people get caught in tradition and culture, and then they get stuck, and then they don't grow, and then it becomes familiar, and I got to keep doing the same shit over and over. You remember the TV show? The greatest American superhero?
William Cat.
Found the motherfucking the super suit,
Yeah.
but lost the instructions and never could fly straight.
Nope.
But every episode
He would get better.
he would get better, and then there would be other elements to the suit that would reveal itself to him.
Him and Robert
Right?
Colt. Yeah.
Oh shit! I can see through the walls today, right? But he couldn't always count on it because he didn't have the instructions. So that's the same with life. That's how life is. The super suit is in us. There's a power. We are connected to God. We are one with Source, but we don't always have access to it, right? And the best way, I don't want to give this up. I'll save that from
Another show. Or
my final thought. I'm going to pull that back.
Right on.
Right? But I just find it interesting, right? You said you made Master Zhao, you took away some of his props. So you could prove to the world, because there's some debunkers out there with the little paper towel and aluminum foil. Myth bust his ass. What did you do to Master Zhao?
Well, I don't want to sound like I was too.
Yeah, you were. That's what you
scandalous,
said in here.
but I did.
We're gonna call you out right now.
I did say. I told him I was going to be bringing my own, because I didn't want anyone calling him out saying that he had some chemicals.
Just land the plane, Whitey. I'm sorry.
I don't think you want me flying any plane, actually. So, you know, he's got this paper towel, right? He's got this aluminum foil. He dampens it. He moves it around. He waves his hands over it and starts smoking. It generates this heat. Now, there's this guy on YouTube or whatever. It's like, oh, you just add a chemical to aluminum foil. It's going to cause a chemical reaction, right?
And then the smoke will come from that.
The smoke comes. It's constant. Smells a little bit. It's like it's a chemical reaction, right? With Joe, now I gave him the stuff out of my kitchen. I was like, here's a bottle of water. Here's aluminum foil and paper towel I brought from my place.
So he couldn't bring his own prop.
You get down with that shit right there, Pimp.
And we brought some people on stage, and they were just blown away because he's turning this thing on and off like he's got a switch inside of him.
What?
He would put his palm on this thing, and it would just start, steam would start flowing off of this. And then he'd take his hand away, and it would calm down and be cool. He'd touch the people. But when it was hot, he'd touch people like, ah, that's hot. You know, like, get that off me. It's burning me.
Can
I explain that?
Yeah.
Okay, so during the break, I think we saw some clips of Master Joe, and there's a handful of other people. This is not a very common skill, but this will be helpful to distinguish, and it may shut up some of the haters. So, Qigong practice is about circulation of yin and yang energies. Again, working translation, sunlight and gravity, and again that improves your immunity, vitality, sanity, etc. What Master Joe was doing was Qigong Plus. Qigong Plus, a practice called Neikong or Neigong.
Right.
Neigong is shifting the emphasis from circulating energy through the system to condensing it. You're actually compressing and condensing it into a certain part of the body. Now, while that gives you those kind of abilities, you have basically extra sunlight in you, that you can express as heat, potentially manipulate gravity in various ways, and that's like staying on the paper, not falling through, etc. While that gives you the kung fu superpowers, because my thing on this, kind of like you were talking about, I wasn't worried about health. When I was 8 years old, it was all about kung fu theater on Friday night. I like watching these guys.
Find deadly venoms?
Absolutely. Through the tree. He punches through the tree. He jumps 20 feet in the air. That's we're talking about getting guys involved. Because guys, like you said, guys don't care about health. They care about being badasses. Yep. So, that was kind of my thing into it. But so those kind of things that are expressed in those movies are really just, again, Neikong abilities that are developed from condensing the yin and yang energies into the body, which gives you the ability to do things with heat, do things with gravity, and do things electrically. But there ain't many of them, but they are legit, the ones that are. Few.
Well, the thing is that I remember when I didn't believe and I wanted to believe. And I did a lot of research. I mean, like, for example, the U.S. military doesn't care whether you believe about psychic ability or not. They just went ahead and made remote viewing.
Yep. Remote viewing.
And they've taken it all the way to remote influencing and to researching things like telepathy, telekinesis, pyrokinesis, all of those kinds of
They don't
things.
give a fuck if you believe
And
it or
they
not.
don't care if people believe it or not. They take tons of money and they put it into that. And I know some of those remote viewers. I met them and I've watched them do their work and I've watched them nail that stuff. So, you know, it's one of those things is, you can sit back and judge all you like. That's your choice. That's perfectly fine. To me, it's just a lot more fun to become curious and go find it out. I mean, I can drive down the road to Encinitas, and they have a whole place down there with Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama has been actually researching and proving this energy and stuff like these abilities since, I mean, he's almost 80 years old now. He's from Japan, and he's got probably 15 or 20 books documenting this scientifically.
I got 3 questions for
Hey,
Hayden.
Kev. 3 questions.
3
Go.
simple questions.
Here we go.
Have you ever driven down the street and looked into some stranger's car that's not looking at you, and then they look up at you like, what the fuck you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that energy is the end of that? Do you believe that's the end of it? Do you believe that there's nothing else there? Like when you turn on a switch in a room, you think that the light bulb and the switch are the only electricity on the planet? Is that the way you think that is? And 3, do you believe the people who are telling you not to believe this, who are coincidentally the same people who brought you NutraSweet and the nuclear bomb? It's simple as that. That's
Wow.
that simple.
Wow. Kev, really quickly, 30 seconds, and then we got to play this video. This video is going to be
For
crazy.
me, I just wanted to say, you know, if people really want to try and get into that, start to try to meditate. I mean,
Yes.
and, you know, in that way, when you want to, what you want to do is kind of focus on your breath, because when you first start meditating, you're gonna have all these different crazy voices in your head, thoughts. You know, I
Let 'em come,
I
let 'em
gotta
go.
go to the store, or the rinse, do all this. Way to get back and focus and ground yourself. Just focus on the breath, in and out. And once you do that, the more you do that, you'll start to calm yourself. You'll start to calm the mind, and you'll start to see what grows from there. That's truly a way to tap into the inner energy.
I got an extraordinary video. I want you guys to look at it and tell me if you're familiar with this guy. We're going to play it right now, but it's extraordinary.
That's my dude right here.
I mean, I hope it's real. Y'all going to tell me if it is or not. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, man.
Sometimes he used the needles, sometimes just his hands. He called the energy chi, and it was so strong that he usually needed a grounder to hold his patient's feet. For years, we followed him around Java on his healing rounds, pleading to be allowed to film him, but he always refused, saying his powers resulted from a type of meditation with an ancient tradition of secrecy. It was only when my brother Lorne was suffering from a serious eye infection that he finally allowed us to film him in 1987.
It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
Yin yang, positive and negative, you know. And my positive from here and my negative from here. And we meet together, it can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of
It's
body?
meditation every day.
It's meditation that does it.
Meditation every day. Like you can touch me, like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. Just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how chi can also be used to set things on fire. When he heard we'd shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again. As the years passed, we sadly resigned ourselves to never seeing him again. My brother Lorne never did, for by 1997 he was already dead, when I again found myself with DJ, now treating me for an eye problem. But it wasn't this that brought me back. He had tracked me down out of the blue and invited me to tell me a story. He had just returned from 2 years on a deep meditational journey, alone in the heart of Borneo. Amongst his revelations, he had seen, he said, how history was moving on into great change, and the old wisdom was vanishing. So he'd called me back to film just enough of him to remind us that we all have undreamed of powers sleeping within us, and that there's nothing special about him except for his training in waking them. Grounding this patient, my cameraman Joe is having to use all his weight to keep contact. But she is pushing him away. He seems able to control the amplitude of this chi, like a dimmer switch, and it causes uncontrollable responses in the patients and their grounders.
I can barely keep my hand on you. Fly off, the electricity is so strong.
This mother unwittingly grounds her child. He won't sit still, so she's asked to hold him and grin and bear it. Sometimes signs of this passing energy can be seen in the transmitter too.
So, final thought. Back to the beginning of the show when I talked about, stress and trauma and just being distracted and all of the things that are going on. Listen, government has replaced your knowledge of inner God so they can govern you, so they can keep you on a particular type of under control. The reason being, you need a populace that is controlled. How do you control a populace? Ideologically. If I control the only real powerful currency on planet Earth, which isn't money, it's not even gold. It's what you think. If I can become the author of how you orchestrate your life, right? I become the God of your existence. You know how many people out there fighting and mad and pissed off and acting all crazy over a party? I'm a Democrat, goddammit. Yeah, I'm a liberal. Right? No, I'm a right-winged, right? You're not connected to God. And if you're not connected to God, you're a sheep. When I see stuff like this, Master Zhao, I'm not special. It's meditation, right? It's some positive and negative shit, and they come together, and I shock you. You need a little healing. Let me touch you, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is that. He did sound like Pacquiao, didn't he? I win. I shock Mayweather, and then. But I'm just saying, right? We don't have access to this power anymore because we're on a hamster wheel of consumption. We're on a hamster wheel of materialism. We're on a hamster wheel of dogma. Right? The moment I see somebody put on a robe, no disrespect, I became this today. Okay, we got him. He's in prison. Right? I always tell people religion is a school, each one of them, and they're designed for you to graduate. The great Krishnamurti said, knowledge is a reflex of memory. So when you think you are knowledgeable, you are still but in the past. Eckhart Tolle comes and goes, hey, the power of now. Because he was influenced by Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti, knowledge is a reflex of memory. So when you're a know-it-all, you're already useless because you're in an illusionary part of time, the past. The only portion of time that actually exists is right now. These guys are connected to the now of God, and thus they can't be governed. There's some people on planet Earth that can't be governed. There's a documentary on Netflix called Awake. The story of Paramahansa Yogananda, who studied another form of Qigong, which is Kriya Yoga, right? Kriya Yoga was supposedly created by, the story of this dude is, go get the autobiography, right, of a yogi. When Paramahansa Yogananda speaks of his guru, he comes from a lineage of gurus that goes all the way back to this one guru named Babaji, who at 16 found enlightenment and then never died. They call him the deathless guru. Now, when Paramahansa Yogananda died, this is documented. His body did not decay for 3 weeks. It was at Forest Lawn here in Hollywood. And it was smelling like flowers and perfume coming off. It didn't break down for 3 weeks. I'm just saying, this is real stuff. But what they got you doing, because you're so locked into the matrix, right? Locked into, like I see it, like Dr. G talked about reacting, right? You're always reacting. You're never responding. You're always reacting, right? What I find is when I meet people that are of a high conscious level, nothing that's going on in the world matters. Krishnamurti said, you want to know what my secret is? It's just the most look up this quote. You want to know what my secret is? I really don't care what happens.
There you go.
These are belief peddlers. Let me get this belief into you. Right? Once I get this belief into you, you're on the hook. I got you. I want people to become God again. Right? We can't become God because we believe in all of these shows, these theatrics. I keep telling you, politics, it's a script. It's a fucking script. They are progressing us to something. What? New World Order, whatever the fuck you want to call it, one world government. They're progressing us towards something. They need events, shit to happen for us to react, not respond. That's what, this is going down. And unfortunately, they don't give two shakes of a fat rat's ass about killing people in order to get us to react. They don't care. So long as you never connect to God. The only God we got is government. You look up the word government, root word is governor. The Latin means limiter. You look up the word liberty, legal term. Freedom within constraints. Motherfuckers, ain't no free. Ain't no free. I'm ZoWilliams, and that's my final thought. That's the purpose of the show. Listen, we got to roll. Today's topic is crazy. I want you guys to give me your feedback and let me know what you think. We'll be back Monday with another heater. It's kind of what we do. You feel me? Don't forget the raffle. Participate in the raffle. Get your copy of the Relationship Dismount. We're about to bounce. I'll see you guys next Monday with another heater. Follow us over to Dash and get that new app. I'm out. Deuces.